Good morning, everyone. We wake up this morning to a market that is a little bit weak. Apple stock specifically is getting crushed. It's down about $10 a share in 2 days. What's happening is people are starting to realize that the consumer around the globe, basically, because Apple is a global company, that the consumer around the globe is tapped out, that there's no money left at all for anybody to be able to recycle their phones, and that Apple phones are so good that you don't need to recycle the damn things. I'm on a business plan that I have to change my phone out every year. But if I wasn't on the business plan, and if it wasn't a business cost, with a successful business, then I wouldn't be changing out my phone every year. My mother-in-law just changed out her phone, I think it's been 3 years. So if Apple's cycle of renewals on phones is shorter and shorter, longer and longer and longer, then they make less and less revenue. In addition, Huawei came out with a new phone with their own chips in China. And supposedly that phone is very, very good. Would never know. I would never buy a Huawei phone anyway. But if the CCP party is starting to develop out product for their own market, then global companies are fleeing China rapidly, and they are. The other thing is that massive sums of money had to be put into the housing market in China in the last week. And everybody says, oh, that'll fix the problem. But as you know, when a government's throwing money at something, it's never a good thing and it never fixes the problem. I mean, look at the Detroit Public Schools and how much money has been thrown at them, yet they still cannot educate a child. Don't get it. But at the end of the day, the market here and the data sets in the spreadsheet have turned massively negative because the short squeeze rally that we had for the last 2 weeks has run its course, and money is fleeing off the sidelines. Disney stock has dropped from 88 back to 80. You're seeing Apple give back all of its 2-week gains. You're seeing many other companies drop. C3 AI just came out and said, we suck. We will never make a dime in this AI business. The AI business is simply a wash. It's simply a hope. It's simply a prayer. It's simply a dream. And we suck so bad that we are actually not going to ever tell you ever again what we think we're going to ever even lose because we suck so bad. And the stock is getting crushed very, very hard today because everybody thought, hey, C3 AI, they're one of the greatest AI companies out there. They're going to stand to win. And it seems like the only AI companies that are going to win are the chip producers like NVIDIA. But NVIDIA has given up all of its gains as well too and turned massively negative in the spreadsheet. Massively negative in the spreadsheet. As it continues to give back all of its gains and some more. The only places in the spreadsheet that actually look pretty good, well, in the small spreadsheet that I run, is ExxonMobil. So I am long ExxonMobil because crack spreads, what nobody's paying any attention to is that crack spreads in the diesel business are massive right now as the cost of diesel soars. Because it is in rapid short supply. Also, a barrel of oil above ground is in rapid short supply, and that's putting massive pressure on fuel costs and the price of a barrel of oil. The 10-year note has gone back up over 4.3. The problem with that is that the cost of governments to borrow money becomes exceptionally high. And because of the money that they already have borrowed, it becomes harder and harder and harder for them to find new money to be able to do all of the expansion that governments think that they need to be doing. And then we just wake up to a market here that finally is starting to make some sense to the downside. as more and more consumers realize that their college costs that they spent, $60, $70, $80,000 to get a degree, those bills are now going to start coming due because of the COVID unfreeze that's going to be happening. And so we find ourselves in a market that starts to make some sense now, and that the rally sides are gone, at least in the near term. We will still have short squeezes coming in, and we just need to be cautious of them. But this particular rally that we've seen come across the channel has run its course in the last 2 weeks, and we're now looking more to a downside. Now, caution. Downside does not typically advance itself rapidly because there's still a lot of long side money out there. And long side money can come in at any time. So short side, you have to be very cautious with. When you get the growth that you're happy with on the short side, you must move to the sidelines, especially if you're trading options like what I do. I am currently short Microsoft. I'm currently short Caterpillar. I'm currently short Amazon. And I'm currently long ExxonMobil. I'm also currently short the Qs, the triple Qs, but that's a position I've had on for a long time, and have suffered some pretty big losses there that I'm making back up with the other positions as well too. So at the end of the day, as we get started today in the market, be a little bit cautious, more to the downside, and just be understanding that your account values, if you are long, especially if you have some Apple stock, if you have some Tesla stock, if you have some of those other stocks like Nvidia, if you're one of those people that chase the Magnificent Seven, that position has turned weak at the very least, and we should see some downside to that position. Have a great day. Go out there and do it. Create something, make something happen, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.